Hey, how's it going? My name is jackiefishhh and welcome back to another online custom map battle for Total War Warhammer 2. Today we are back on Karak Kadrin, and you guys may have seen this map quite a few times already. However, this was sent in to me by my Discord, so I can only assure you guys that it's going to be a pretty crazy battle. As well as that, one of the things we don't really get to see too often is the Skaven up against the Orcs, so that should make this battle even more enjoyable, seeing these two foes really come together and clash one another. So the armies are obviously the Skaven forces. They have 4 people playing on their side up against 3 people of the Orcs, who are currently getting ready to defend this fortress with all manner of units. We are using the Glory mod along with a bunch of other ones as well, which I'll make sure to all link down below in the description. The Glory mod does tend to add some really interesting and wacky units, which may not be lore friendly, but it's always fun to kind of go ahead and use this now and again to spice things up and make these battles interesting, just with the crazy units that can occur during this battle. So what we'll do is we'll stick it on slow-mo, we'll quickly run through some of the interesting units and then jump straight into the engagement. So for the forces of the Skaven on their front lines, they do have these poison-winged Lobadiers. Crossing the bridge right now is one of the armies, and they are currently consisting of these Clan Rat Spearmen. They also have some Gutter Runners, along with an assortment of poison-wind mortars, and I believe there's some Rattling Gunners up here, which we'll probably see, as well as a few Pack Masters and other creatures. We also have a nice little Plague Priest up there pushing up his bell, and it just looks so cool. I love the Skaven machinery, really is. As we go further back, we do have the ranks upon the Skaven Storm Vermin. These guys are pretty elite. They're going to be led by this Vermin Lord. Over to the right flank, we have some Rattling Gunners, who you guys have seen in my other battles are really deadly. However, they're very much a glass cannon. Some more Poison Wing Lobadiers. We have more Storm Vermin right over here. The ranks upon ranks. So just making sure they're defending themselves from any Vanguard deployed Orcs, which unfortunately I don't think there are any in this battle. Also, we have obviously the artillery for the Skaven, always a really potent threat in any battle, along with the Abominations and the other elite infantry, which are currently just waiting back here. I love how there's like they're kind of in cohorts almost. We kind of have like the first attack, the secondary attack, and then these other ranks of Orcs and I guess to say ranks of Skaven more than Orcs. So now we're on to the Orc side of things. We can see on their front lines they have kind of gone for a much more of a elite focused force, which is surprising for the Orcs. It's not something you really see too often. I have a lot of these Gobbo Centurions. These guys are obviously going to be pretty spectacular because there's actually still 100 and... Oh no, that's a rat swarm. Yeah, there's only 24 of them in a unit, so they're probably going to be pretty decent. We also have a whole, I guess, like, I don't know what to even call these guys. We've got so many of these armored Colossus Swigs. We've got 3 over on this side and also 3 over there. There's going to be an insane amount of squiggage going on in this battle. We also have some Black Orcs with dual weapons. These guys look pretty badass with their full black armor. Very nice indeed. So more of them back there. Then as we continue to go back, we have some nice flyers, some wyverns, a nice little group of them there, 4 of them in each unit, along with more Black Orcs as well as Gobbo Legion Bowmen. We saw this in the last battle, but these guys do a lot of damage if they're left alone. Then finally we just have some more Black Orcs and other infantry kind of going around the battlefield. So let's go ahead and just get this battle started. We'll kick it off with the rat swarms being swarmed up right here. I really like what the Glory mod has done with these rat swarms. These are basically like warhounds but made a lot smaller. So I think that's really interesting how they've managed to do that. As you can see these guys coming in. Not really a hugely impactful charge. However, the Colossus Squig is coming in. These things are hilarious. Look at them go. Squigs just in general are funny, but to see the Colossus Squigs just come flying into battle, it just makes my day to see that. We've also got obviously plenty of infantry coming across the thing itself. We have some of these awesome looking, what are these, Gutter Runners with poison. I love their weapons. They're just kind of their fist blades. It's really cool. Then just for Clan Rats, I think these guys are basically acting as a shield for the Poison Wind Mortars, who are going to start ruining their opponents. I also really like how these guys are like a team almost. Well, they are a team. One's kind of got the flamethrower and the other one's kind of holding the ammunition. I think that's really cool. But these guys are the mortars, so they're going to start doing exactly what you're seeing right there. Shooting out these shells, which are going to be raining down warpstone and all other manner of explosions down on the Orcs. The Orc Doom Divers are coming out though, and they're going to be trying to hit the wall as best as they can. Trying to take down as many of the enemy as possible, as we do start to see the Poison Wind Mortars coming in. as well as more and more rat swarm. I think this battle is going to kind of start off a little bit slow as everyone gets into position. The artillery gets pushed up, but I think once these ranks start moving, and I mean, we've already got one of the deployments. This is a pretty elite one as well. We've got Storm Vermin here. We've got the Plague Monk Sensor Bearers as well. These guys are really good anti-infantry, and obviously the Warp Lightning Cannons as well. You know, once these guys start opening up on the fortress, I think it's going to be, yeah, very hard for the Orcs to really just sit still. But I think they're going to have to try and make a push. The good thing is about the Orc army is they have a lot of flyers. So once the Skaven really start deploying their soldiers, their artillery is going to be vulnerable. Oh, we've got a really nice breath attack going off here. Oh, that was deadly. That hit for a lot of the Skaven. Oh, we got a lot of shots coming in now from both sides. Magic, flying. Also some nice little buffs up here as we do have the Gobbo Centurions coming in. I mean, to be fair, it's not like the Goblins are going to be coming up against anything too crazy at the beginning of this battle. I think the majority of it is just rat swarms as well as, you know, these basic clan rats who are going to be getting sent back. But I mean, they're kind of mainly here for the Poison Wind mortars to start raining down fire on this initial defense right here. As you can see, some nice little lightning, then you got another hit there from a Poison Wind, lots of magic coming in. So that kind of initial assault, I feel like, was there just to simply soften up the defenders, kind of keep them in place so the artillery can shoot away at them, which you can see is getting some nice direct hits. HP-wise, yeah, you can see HP-wise it's really starting to take a toll, and kind of that trade-off was really good, I think, for the Skaven. Now, granted, the forces of the Orcs still have plenty of soldiers left remaining to throw away into this breach, looking to defend Karak Kadrin. The Doom Divers themselves are being flung out full pace, and this is going to come into kind of the benefit of the Orc players, I think, when they do start really clumping up, because these Doom Divers can really start doing some damage, and you can see they're doing a great job there of focusing down the Poison Wind Globadiers, because as I said, they're very much a glass cannon type of unit. You know, a couple hits with the Doom Divers will just kill them like you just saw right there. The breath attacks are still coming out. We are getting more and more infantry as well as we zoom into the fight. We do have the Gobbo Centurions down to 21 of them right now from 24 up against the Storm Vermin. We also have more Rat Swarm coming into the battle. Although this is actually just a normal unit of Clan Rats, I guess it's going to be helpful at surrounding them. The Archer Fire is also coming in. And once again, I'm sorry, have I turned off Blood and Gore as well? I have indeed. We'll turn that immediately back in. Again, apologies. I need to make sure I always remember to turn that in as we get a nice little explosion. So it should be back on now. If we zoom into the battle, we should see the explosions. Oh, my CPU just does not like that whatsoever. It's a particle effect. And I'm running a top-end CPU as well. But it just gets melted. I know I mentioned that like every single time, but you know, the effects like that just really seem to kill the computer. As more of the Storm Vermin just come flying in now. So they're really pushing, looking to get their elite units up here and making a beachhead, which is a smart move. If the Skaven can make a beachhead, they can then use their numbers to completely surround a large portion of the Orc forces. However, the Orcs are not going to allow that to just simply happen. They're pushing up more of their Black Orcs, so they're trying to kind of meet quality with quality. We also have some Goblin Centurions back there as well, just roaming around the battlefield. More and more of the rats are coming flying up here, trying to make that beachhead, trying to make that kind of gap. However, the Colossus Squigs are not going to allow that to happen. They are looking for blood, and they're going to do it. Now maybe would be the perfect time to bring in the Wyverns into the battle itself. Oh, this is awesome. I love the scale of these custom maps sometimes, you know, just like watching that shot there where we have the Wyverns. It really kind of shows the quality of Warhammer, where everything comes together. You know, on the ground, we have these Colossus monsters, the Squigs and the rats and stuff. We have heavy infantry trying to hold a massive bridge. And we also just have the flyers as well coming around, really speaking to the power of the engine itself. The artillery, they need to keep on trying to focus down them Poison Wind mortars because they are just so goddamn strong. They really do seem to rack up kills very, very quickly. The Skaven just seem to have so many soldiers still left remaining though. They've pretty much covered this entire bridge, which is brutal. The Orc forces have lost around about 800 men, or I guess it's 800 Orcs. And the Skaven, I mean, the Skaven have lost a couple thousand already, which is pretty disgusting. The ranks of Storm Vermin are still piling in though, which is pretty crazy to think. That they still have plenty of soldiers still left remaining, ready to give their lives. I'm also really looking forward to when we do get some like kind of advancements on these units. You know, like when we got the Warlord and the what was the Belagar one? Belagar and Skarsnik one. I can't wait until we get some of that for like the Skaven and the High Elves and stuff like that. So we start getting these hopefully Rattling Gunners in the game, along with, you know, other like interesting units like the Packmaster and stuff like that. Because I feel like Skaven have been done the most dirty in this entire, you know, in Warhammer 2. I feel like Skaven probably have the most taken out of them from normal Warhammer Fantasy. So I think they're going to obviously benefit the most from a nice little expansion. King and the Warlord, that's what it was called. So back to the battle, we do have the warp stone being rained down, or the explosives coming down, along with the artillery as well. As well as the Rocketeers, and the Rat Ogres come flying in now. Oh my god, the Colossus Squigbo just did a somersault in the sky. Wow. That was pretty crazy, I'm not going to lie. The Colossus Squig out for blood. I wonder, they can probably eat an entire Rat Ogre whole, because the normal Squigs eat, you know, just normal infantry. Yeah, look at the Colossus Squigs just going ham. That is amazing. They are just simply body slamming, eating everything in their path. That Black Orc just getting cut in half by the Rat Ogre. More and more legions of Black Orcs being pushed into the fight now as we do go on top. Oh, right on top of a lightning spell coming in from the Plague Priest. Many of them getting sent flying. Oh, dude, we followed. Got pushed back against the Rat Ogre right there. He's getting back up, though, and he's going to look for blood. Maybe go in and kill that Rat Ogre. But Rat Ogre gets sent flying by the Colossus Squig. We also have some of the legends right up here as well, dueling it out with the Rat Ogres, who are actually of a similar size to these huge Black Orcs, which is pretty impressive. Oh, some nice breath spells coming out. You can just see the piles of bodies now just really kind of climbing up on top of each other. And that's something I really hope we get in a future Total War, is, you know, bodies actually kind of making almost a mound. As, you know, if you have a choke point and soldiers start dying in that choke point, I'd love for it to kind of elevate the terrain, so you actually have to fight on top of the bodies. They almost become a part of the terrain. You know, Battle of the Bastard style, I think, will be so good. You know, Kingdom of Heaven-esque. The Skaven artillery is doing work right now with these mortars. We've seen them since the beginning of the battle, just really coming in and doing a ton of damage. More and more of the Orcs are having to come flying in here. I mean, I would almost allow them just to push their forces a bit more, because I think one of the things that Orcs still have very much in their arsenal are all their flying units. Or have they already been deployed? Have the flying units already gone into battle? I don't think they have, because I don't think it would go too well for them. Yeah, they've got quite a few of their flying units still left remaining. The rest of the Orcs are retreating back into the inner city. And I have, if you're actually interested, done part 2 of this battle already. I did part 2 first, because we've recently just done a battle on this map. But if you're interested in seeing part 2, I'll make sure to link it at the end of the video, as well as at the, in the description as well. So you can check that out if you want to. And basically that will see a fight going on actually inside the city itself. You know, there's loads of bridges and nice little Dwarven-esque parts in there. Obviously this was once a Dwarven fortress, the Slayer Keep, overrun by Orcs. I also did a pretty massive battle. I think I had something like 40,000 Orcs and Dwarves in an engagement in the laboratory as well. So I'll make sure to link that in the description. So plenty of content you guys can check out if you want to see more epic battles using this custom map. And if you're new to the channel as well, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I do custom map battles pretty much, you know, most days in the week, as well as laboratory engagements, custom map laboratory battles, campaigns, and obviously I'm going to be following Warhammer 3, Tomb Kings, as well as Thrones of Britannia, and I've got plenty of other historical Total War stuff coming your way. I actually do need to desperately get into more historical stuff. Going back and playing more 12. But enough of me rambling. The battle itself is starting to come to a bit of a climax. The Orcs are seemingly having to commit everything they have. The Flyers are now coming in. I feel like this is a little bit of a waste of our Flyers, so they take a nice little hit right there. They should be trying to take down this artillery, which is something... No, they were pulling back. No! Oh, a nice little Vortex spell going off right there. But it seems like the Flyers are coming in. Wow, there is just so much going on in this battle. So many particle effects as the flying units flash. Come flying down. We've got the Colossus Squig running a rampage right there onto the artillery, which is a really good move. That's what the Flyers should be trying to do, just descending upon all these warp lightning cannons. But I feel like the Skavens still have these legions left. And the Abomination, which has barely even taken any damage whatsoever. Doom Wheels ready to go as well as Rat Ogres. You know, I feel like even though the Orcs are seeming to get, you know, smashing in to pieces these Skaven units, they're just not going to have enough to win this day completely. I mean, that looks pretty insane. Look at that. My god. Some of the aesthetics in Warhammer are just literally breathtaking. As we have the Colossus Squig still running a rampage in the battle. I wonder how much HP it is. Most of the Flies have now been grounded. This is a no-fly zone anymore. The Plague Priest, who is just... Plague Priest has just been killed right there, so he's gone down. His actual equipment has been destroyed. We do have another Screaming Bell right here, though, but does look like the forces of the Orcs are trying to push on as best as they can. I just don't feel like they have the numbers, like they have the quality, but are the numbers just going to go in the favor? Because, again, we do have a nice little Vermin Lord right here. And obviously this unit right here as well is coming in. More and more spells going out. Lots and lots of plagues. But as we can see, a lot of the numbers for the Orcs are just dwindling now. They just don't have them. Only 1,000 left. But to be fair as well, the Skaven are down to 2,000. So I feel like this battle could literally go either way. The Abomination needs to get involved in this engagement as soon as it can, because that Abomination is going to cause a lot of friendly stuff. But we do also have some pretty full strength Vermin Lords as well, and a lot of these Flyers are going to go down. The General is kind of low though. If Queek goes down, maybe we could see a full-on rout by the Skaven, as they are beginning to start surrounding a lot of the enemy champions. This Warlord going down. We obviously have Azag the Slaughterer as well as Grimgor, who are both full strength in this battle. I mean, they still have a nice little reserve as well. These archers will still have ammunition. They have some Doomdelver catapults who actually kind of blew their load already in this battle. Many of the Orcs retreating back into the inner layer. And there we have it. One of the Skaven generals going down. My god. Could we see a complete revamp? Even though the Orcs are numberless. Like, they have only, you know, like 900 soldiers left remaining. They are killing these generals. They are the Green Tide. And they are being rallied by Grimgor and Azag and charging forward. The quality is showing. And the Skaven are having to be on the back foot right now. The Abomination has come flying in. And killing this Abomination is so goddamn important if the Orcs hope that any chance of victory is going to be hitting away the Colossus Squig. Not the Colossus Squig, who was actually kind of low. But again, more and more of these units going down. They can slaughter these Doom Wheels and the Abomination. I think the Orcs definitely have a good chance. Oh, a really, really nice little spell coming off here by Queek. That's going to be doing some decent damage to everything in this area of effect. You can see the Orc HP slowly going down. This unit of Black Orcs definitely taking a big hit right there. But the General has been routed now. Queek has been smashed right there. I know he's still just about holding in, but not too much. The Orcs are trying to push everything they have through. There's only 800 of them left. But again, numbers won't mean anything if they can just rout the Skaven. And I think they just have to constantly keep on moving, as we do see Azak himself moving in. However, that was a really nice bit of lightning attack whipping through the ranks of the Orcs. As the Orcs definitely stand on a knife edge in this battle. And the Mortars are still alive. How? How the hell do the Mortars still have ammunition? The last of the Wyverns come flying in here, trying just to keep these guys at bay, stopping these Poison Wind Mortars from raining down green damage and fire. I mean, the Wind Attackers are still coming in. The Breath Attacks even are still just flying in. And I think that's going to be all she wrote for the Orcs. I don't think the Orcs can withstand this. I mean, their elite units are starting to go down. The balance of power is looking very much in the favour of the Skaven, but only just the Skaven lost a large portion of their force. I feel like maybe allowing the Skaven to actually come out of the choke points could have been a good idea, because that would have allowed them to funnel out, and you could have really engaged them in this circle point and allow them to push away from their artillery. And use your Flyers to come flying in, obviously, and use them just to come and smash these forces, which are kind of laid back and ill-supported. You know, all of this artillery is so ill-supported now. So giving up the bridge, which might sound a bit crazy, you know, why would you ever give up the choke point? Could have been the best plan of attack here. But to be fair, they were extremely outnumbered, so you can only ask so much of these valiant Orc warriors.
jackass. Take care.
It seems like there's just a lot of elite units back here, and it was never meant to be. However, these Black Orcs are not just like any gobbo. They will stand and fight to the bitter end. Even these guys right here are not simply Black Orcs. These are the Orc Ledge Ends. As you can see their name right there. If I can hover over them. Yeah, Ledge Ends. I love that. It's so cool. It just kind of sums up the Orcs as well with that type of unit. You can see the Vermin Lord going up against some of the Trolls, and the Rat Ogres are in there, but again, these breath attacks have just been brutal. Really, really have. I think that's going to definitely be one of the ways that the Skaven have won this battle. It's just from these brutal breath attacks, which have just been relentless. We've seen so many of them. I mean, the Orcs have returned their own. Oh my god, look at that Vermin Lord as well. He just went spinning. Oh, the Trolls routing now. That's one of the problems with the Trolls, is they just don't have the staying power like a lot of the other like Rat Ogres and other units do have. So there we have it, Pyrrhic victory for the Skaven. So if you guys do want to watch episode 2, the next battle, which is inside, I'll link it in the description and put it up on your screen at the end of this battle. So make sure to go check that out. Looking at kills though, we can see that on this first army, not too many kills going out. The Poison Wind Mortars doing their job. But overall, no one really getting too stuck in. On the secondary army, again, a lot of these units just barely even being engaged. We do have, again, the Poison Wind Mortars doing a crazy amount of damage, and the artillery. I imagine we'll see that throughout the entire ranks of the Skaven. Lots and lots of kills on that artillery. Doom Wheels, again, artillery, Poison Wind Mortars, really being the MVPs of this battle. And that's why I kind of feel like allowing the Skaven to push out of that choke point would have been good, because then you could have used your flying units to then hit the Poison Wind Mortars, as they wouldn't have had that much infantry around them. So I feel like that could have been a really good way of countering that. Over on the Orc side, we can see Azag 110 kills, all these Black Orcs doing decently, and the Colossus Squigs coming in hard in this battle. We also have the Doomdelver Catapult, 300 kills, and then finally another one getting another 233 kills. Very, very impressive. So massive thank you to everyone in my Discord for sending in this battle. If you guys want to be a part of these battles, make sure to go ahead and join my Discord. The link will be in the description down below. Make sure to drop a like and a comment if you enjoyed this battle, and I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.